Welcome on in. Today we are going to be heading into a leader recode. This leader recode is for those of you that feel like you've been back and forth with your power. For those of you that have felt like you're too intimidating or that you're too much. For those of you that have been told these things and that's hurt you. So I want to welcome you in firstly to this powerful recode. When we do recodes, what we're doing is we're shifting things within ourselves, not by just witnessing it, but by reshuffling it. So a lot of people shift belief codes by looking at it and then witnessing it. They're in sacred witness of themselves, like it's an awareness of themselves. And I think this part is an essential quality. When we want to shift our behavior, awareness is the first step. It has to be, right? Because if you're not aware of it, if it's under the radar, then we don't even know we're doing it. And so the unconscious, unaware blind spots that we have are the things that hold us back the most because we don't know what it is that's holding us back. It's happening under the radar. Then once we witness it, we're sacred witness of it, we can look at it and go, yes, that's the thing. But the next step is when we witness it, but we still can't change it. Like, have you ever felt that within yourself? It's like you know that you're doing something that you don't want to do anymore. But for some reason, you still keep repeating the pattern because it's just something that you know. And so I'm going to help you step into shifting that within yourself. And this powerful method to recode these experiences, these habits, these beliefs is going to change your life. So let's get started. For those of you that haven't done a recode before, one of the most important parts of it is to know that you're whole before you go ahead and do the recode. This is important because if you keep stepping into recoding your beliefs, if you keep stepping into changing yourself constantly, you're going to find yourself in a pattern where nothing is enough. Nothing is enough and you just always have to change yourself. And I find this is kind of like putting out the fires. So instead of being a creator, and stepping into your full power and leadership, because you are a piece of God, you are a piece of the universe, and each piece is an important part. And like, if you're not aware how powerful you are, how important you are, how much you get to decide how you want things to be, then you're going to just go with the wave of what's happening around you, right? And so what I want to help you understand is that you get to choose, you get to decide how you want your life to be. You get to follow the things that you're passionate about and that you desire, and you get to do it in a way that feels good for you. But you don't have to fall into the trap of like forcing yourself, pushing yourself, and like hurting yourself because you're not doing it. And when you're on the back end all the time, when you're on the like this experience of I have to fix myself, I have to change myself, I have to constantly put out the fires, then no matter what you do, it's never going to be right. You're either going to be too much or you're not enough. And so when we are on the creative side of things, instead of feeling like we have to constantly fix ourselves, that we're not right to begin with and that we have to change who we are, we get to step into the vibe of we are amazing how we are, and we choose to evolve. Can you feel the difference in that? Just take a moment, because this is really important. There's no point going through a heap of recodes, a heap of belief changes, and not really contemplating this, not really embodying this. When you're not feeling this. So as a creator, you get to decide that you evolve, and that each evolution is this cream on top, is this added bonus, is this beautiful formation of you, instead of you not being right, and you need to do all this work to make you right, to make you whole, to make you complete, to make you okay. And so the premise is that you are whole to begin with, and that we are evolving that. Who you are is already amazing, and we're evolving that. And so with that, what we do is we connect through to your superconscious. We connect through to your higher self, the part of you that knows how to connect through to your soul and lead through your soul. And so that's why this work is so special, is that instead of just connecting through to the soul and bypassing the mind and body, we get to connect through to the soul, and we get to shift things in the mind that interfere with the connection. Because you can go into soul alignment and lead that way. I know many amazing women that do. But what tends to happen is that like that connection to the soul happens by pushing aside a part of the mind. What I want to bring to the table for you is having that soul alignment and bringing the mind along as like this beautiful connection, this beautiful piece that gets to come in and play. So your mind gets to come in and play, and you don't have to worry about overthinking. You don't have to worry about going into like this pain triangle where there's like a victim or a hero or a villain. That you get to be a creator. They don't have to pull into one of those places to make it seem like you're important. You don't have to pull into one of those places to make it seem like what you're doing here to support others is powerful. That you get to do that just because you are powerful. And when we recode this and we shift this, how your system does this is automatic. It knows what to do. Just like when you hit go on a software update, and that software knows exactly what parts to shift and change. It just automatically puts it into place. Your superconscious is more powerful than a computer. And I know there'll be some contention with this, but I truly believe this. Your superconscious is more powerful than the most powerful computer. Because no human can create the level of sophistication, not yet anyway, that is in you. It's just what's happening is that we're using so many external support systems that we are reducing our own sophistication. So my work is here to enhance your sophistication of what's inside you, so that your own body can do it for yourself, and then you can harness your soul, like your soul connection, and your mind together. There's a lot of people have like this experience of overthinking, this pull back of their power. They become smaller. They go back and forth because they overthink things. The mind takes over, the monkey mind takes over and overanalyzes or overthinks things. But when we can harness the power of our mind and use it to become a creator, connect it through to our soul, this is the ultimate power and alignment. This is the ultimate leadership within, is when you can do that. So I'm here to support that journey today. I'm really going to open up some things for you. So I want you to really like be present in this and take it as the importance that it is. This work is going to change your life. But in order for that to happen, you need to be invested in it. You need to be present in it. And even if you don't fully understand, Like, you don't need to understand the electronic engineering of how to switch the light on in the room. You just switch the light. If you want to understand the mechanics of electromagnetic waves and how they're conducted through in wires and how the switch connects the circuit, by all means you can. But you don't need to turn the light on. So I want to be able to turn the light on in your leadership, your power. And if you want to understand all the bits behind it, you can, but you don't have to, right? You don't have to. And I wasted a lot of time. I'm a 1 line in human design. I'm a 1-3. So for those of you that understand human design, the 1 line loves to know foundations. The 1 line loves to know all the pieces. And so I am someone that loves to know all the pieces. But I've learned all the pieces for you. And I'm going to teach you the bits that are relevant so that you can move into your power, into your leadership in your business, so that you can show up authentically, so that you can show up in a way that you love the heck out of your business. That your business growth can happen in a way where you love it. But you don't need to know the underlying bits. You just need to turn the light on. And turning the light on is being present in these recodes, these sessions that I hold. Turning the light on would be moving through into one of my programs if that's something that resonates with you. Turning the light on is opening up things for yourself and being the leader within yourself. So let's get into turning that light on. So what I want you to do is get comfortable. This is a closed eye process. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes. And when you go in and close your eyes, you don't need to do anything in particular. You can't do this wrong. But what happens with time is you refine it. You evolve with it. And the more that you practice these types of experiences, the more you can do it fast, the more you can be efficient with it. And our superconscious, what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide your superconscious to connect into your subconscious. And when your superconscious connects into your subconscious, it can shift things really fast. And as it does that, it's going to connect up memories that may not have been connected. And one of the biggest things that hold us back from feeling good within ourselves, that hold us back from things that we fear, is when these memory connections are separated. But when we can piece it all together and connect it all together, then the bits become combined and then your power grows. When bits of you are separated because of pain or traumatic experiences, then you don't work in unity within yourself. And so my work is to connect up the parts of you that are not playing together, that cause you to be small, that cause you to feel uncomfortable when people think you're intimidating, that cause you to lose your power or waver with your energy when others judge you, when others say something about you. Once you move through this belief shifting, this belief recoding process, what you will experience within yourself is a connection within yourself. Rather than having parts of you play a tug of war and pulling apart the energy, pulling apart your time. One of the biggest time suckers is this inner conflict, this inner tug of war, this inner overthinking, this inner monkey mind. So I want to help you shift that so that there's connection within, so that you get to hold the rope and pull it to where you want it to go. And this is why I'm calling this the leader recode, is that you get to hold that rope and the parts of you get to hold that rope, and instead of going against each other, they get to hold it and walk you through to where your soul leads you. And so this is just so magical. So I just want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule for you, for opening up these parts of yourself, because when you do this as a regular practice, you open up this leadership within yourself, you open up this connection within yourself, your life will feel so blissful, so beautiful, so inspiring, because you don't need to force yourself to do things, that you get to follow the things that you desire, and you get to do it in a way where you don't feel guilty or ashamed or feel bad. Now that is pretty damn good. So, yeah, get comfortable and let's really allow yourself to drift into your superconscious leading you. And wherever your superconscious leads you, just follow that, trust in that, have faith in that. Because as you grow in this process, you'll grow faith in your own ability to shift these beliefs, regardless of what you've experienced in the past. Even if you've had beliefs and habits that you're like, I really want to change this, and you've tripped up and it hasn't worked. This process is going to blow your mind. It's going to literally shift things within you, because when your superconscious is in charge, when your superconscious is the leader and it shifts unconscious beliefs, this is so powerful. So let's do it. So how this works is, I'm going to ask for permission to connect to your superconscious. And then within yourself, if you feel aligned, then give me permission. So then within yourself say, I give Priscilla permission to connect to my superconscious. Now this isn't mind control. This isn't, I can't take over anything in you. You have to decide that you want to learn this process. And it's you that gets to guide your superconscious through as well. Like when I connect to your superconscious is the leader, right? It's a dance. Both of us are involved. Like for a couple to tango, you can't just have one person doing it. The other one needs to do it too. And any time you can walk away. But when we tango together and we shift those beliefs within yourself, it's magical. So I'm going to connect to your superconscious. Superconscious, are you there? Yes. Superconscious, do you see this creation? Do you see this creation of coming out in your power, your authenticity, unapologetically being you? Yes. Superconscious, bring up an event of what is in the way. And when your superconscious brings up an event of what's in the way, you'll either see it if you're very visual, or you'll feel it if you're more of a sensing, knowing kind of person. You might remember a sound. You might remember a smell or taste. You might hear, like if you're very auditory in nature, you might hear something, like a whisper of someone saying something to you. And so as your superconscious brings up an event that's in the way, that is stopping you from coming out in your full power, that's making you feel like you're too intimidating or you're too much. Superconscious, do you sense this event? Superconscious, transcend the pain and turn it into wisdom. Superconscious, take a perspective, a 10,000-foot perspective, where you get to see the forest, not just the trees. And taking this perspective of the event, just really engage with the event from that higher perspective. And notice yourself in the event. And notice the people around you that were involved in the event. And just take in for a moment. Take responsibility for the moment. For your reaction. And transcend the fear of being too much. And just notice when you are in that experience of being too much, that you waver with your power because you're worried about being too much. And that you worrying about being too much causes you to waver and be too much because you're worried about being too much. And just notice that you get to be a leader if you are a leader. And if you've been shunned in the past for being a leader, if you've been told off in the past for being a leader, if you've been told you are too much in the past for being a leader, just notice if there's another perspective that you didn't quite see. Sometimes we have a filter that has us put blame on ourselves. And until we see that our own filter is the reason we blamed ourselves, until we notice that our own filter is why we judged ourselves, it's hard to remove that filter because we always think that it's not something we can change. We always think, well, it's the other people. They see me in a different light. It's the other people. They don't see who I truly am. But I want you in this moment to ask yourself if you see who you truly are. And just notice if there is a mirroring of the others in this aspect. Is it like, is there somewhere in you where you don't see who you truly are? Is there somewhere in you where you doubt your leadership? Is there somewhere in you where you doubt the decision-making process that you go through, or that you worry whether you're doing it right? Just witness that. Witness that as something that is beautiful. Because if you didn't care whether you were doing it right, if you didn't care whether the other person, about the other person, would that really be the kind of person you want to be? And so you chose to care about the other person. You chose to care about the people around you. And that's a beautiful thing. But I want you to notice the difference between caring about the person around you and being led by the person around you. And just notice that they're two different things. And I want you to find a place within yourself where you get to do the things that you love. the things that your soul, your heart desires. And you don't have to be led by other people's opinions. You don't have to be led by them. And I'm going to get you to come out of the closed eye part of it now, because I want your conscious mind to take this in. Because we did some unconscious work, but now we need to bring in the conscious mind. Your leadership is not tied to other people. The moment you are needing other people to validate you, the moment you need other people to tell you whether you're doing the right thing, you are no longer leading yourself. You're waiting on the response from other people. Or you're using a past hurt that someone has thrown onto you as a guiding post to lead yourself. And so this is really important to be aware of if you do that, because I did this for so long. I used the criticism of others, or the judgments of others, or the connectedness of others to guide me. I used it as a guiding post. And so what another person thought of me, I could sense that, because I have that capacity to sense what other people think of me. And I used that as a guiding post to whether I was doing the right thing. And if you do that, then you are not in your leadership. You are not in your power. You can do that, and a lot of people do that. But if you want to take your business to the next level, then we need to be aware if you're doing that. This is a huge thing. What I'm sharing with you right now is such an important concept. In order to lead yourself, you need to be your own guiding post. That doesn't mean that you don't recognize what other people say. That doesn't mean that you don't care what other people say. But you don't need to shift yourself to what other people say. Right? And just really feel into the difference here. When you shut yourself off, you wall yourself off, and you don't give a crap about other people, that's a different energy. When you care so much about other people that you take in everything that they say, and you lead your life according to the past experiences of hurt and try to stop that hurt from happening again because it hurts you so much, that's here. Right? So there's two extremes. One is not giving a crap about people. The other is caring so much about people that you're letting them guide your path. This is no longer a creator. This is a creator in a bubble. We don't want to be either of those things if you want to feel completely aligned in your business, authentic in your business, and have this blissful growth in your business. What we want is to have connection with people, care about people, take in what people say, but it doesn't need to shift or waver your next move. You get to listen, you get to connect, but you get to lead. You get to be the predominant creator in your life. And someone judging you or someone thinking that you're too much doesn't knock you off your path. You get to lead, you get to recognize them, but still lead on your own path. That's the deliciousness of what we're doing here. So as you see that, superconscious, do you see where we're headed? Do you see where we're going? Do you see this richness, this bliss, this leadership, this creativity, this power that we're heading towards? Yes. Superconscious, transmute what is in the way. Treat the beliefs, treat the pain, treat the trauma that is in the way. Treat the hurt. Treat the pain of being misunderstood. Treat the pain of the other person yelling at you, putting shame on you, putting guilt on you, putting their anger on you, their fears on you. Subconscious, treat the fear of leading. Treat the fear of hurting yourself. Treat the fear of hurting others. Treat the fear of stepping on toes. Treat the need to walk on eggshells. Because you don't want to get it wrong. You don't want to do the wrong thing. You don't want to be misunderstood. You don't want to be misinterpreted. Treat all of the pain, the suffering, the hard work to get that to happen and do a massive change history and all that is needed. Superconscious, treat the fear of losing connection. Treat the fear of hurting someone. Treat the fear of losing someone, of being abandoned, of being seen as mean or terrible. Treat the fear of being the villain. And notice that either of the three in the triangle, the hero, the villain, the victim, they each have their benefits and drawbacks. And you don't need to pit them against each other. You don't need to play a power game that one is better than the other. That you just get to be you. And if someone sees you as a hero, if someone sees you as a villain, if someone sees you as the victim, that you can be okay with that. That's their choice. That's their free will. God gave us free will. And if they choose to look through a lens where they see that, that's their prerogative. But you get to lead with your power. You get to lead with your integrity. You get to lead with the things that you're connected to in your soul, the reason you're here. You get to uphold your mission. You get to ripple through to support others. You get to be here and enjoy the work that you do. And so superconscious, if there's any final things in the way of this beautiful creation, please treat and do a massive change history and all that is needed. If there are any parts that resist this, superconscious, let the parts know that each and every part is safe. Each and every part is valuable. And if they have a true rejection to it, then it will be heard. Hear the reason that the parts have if they resist the change. Are the parts ready to shift part of a percentage of the pain? Yes. Superconscious, treat a percentage of the pain and do a massive change history and all that is needed. Shift any guilt, any shame, sorrow, grief, disappointment. Shift any expectations that weren't met and do a massive change history and all that is needed. So now there's going to be a lot of lightness. And we're really going to savor the things that have shifted today. We're really going to enjoy the things that have shifted today. We're going to harness that in and really lock that into creation, lock that into the direction. Like your leadership has now blossomed. Your leadership has blossomed, and the time that you've invested in yourself to be here is going to come back to you tenfold. When you take this out into the real world, when you take this on social media, when you take this to when you see your clients, when you take this and you write posts or do lives, when you take this into your family, this will shift their energy around you. Because when you lead, when you're the creator in your life, then others follow suit. There's an energetic connection. There's an energetic, there's energetic feelers. And so people sense your energy. And when you've got a back and forth and you're holding back, they sense that. And so they're not going to play. Whereas now that you've stepped into this, now that you're growing this, it will shift everything around you. And so this constant evolution, this constant growth is the field that I love to play in. And so you may just do this recode, and by doing this recode, it's shifted enough for you that you're good. Like you take this into the world and like you're cruising. You may well want like closer proximity to me. You may have done this and gone, this is insane. How do I do more? How do I go deeper? How do I step into a higher leadership of myself, a higher like bliss in my business, a higher joy in like growing my business? And so if you're interested in stepping into that, then my 12-week container where we step into this evolution of you, this like back and forth between me and you, and stepping into the things that are in the way of you creating this beautiful leadership in your business, beautiful growth in your business. What I've found in my clients in the past is that these interactions that we have over the 12 weeks shifts and changes like so many different aspects of their lives. And we can guide it by what you need, like what your body needs. When I shift these emotions in the body, when we step into this mentorship space where you get to step in your power, things happen fast, things change fast. And it's like your identity gets to shift. You combine like your shadow with your power. You get to be your true authentic self, be in your body and be led by your soul. The testimonials, the experiences that I've had with women that have come through these containers has been that it's life-changing, that they couldn't have even imagined the growth, the evolution, the shifts that transpired in these containers. So if it's something that resonates with you, I have a 12-week container for $4,000 to step into this close proximity, like container with me, where we get to step into your needs, your inner, like, intimacy. We get to get intimate with you. And when we get to get intimate with you, things will change to, like, open up so much in your life. This is like the peak of self-care. If you are someone that wants to provide the best care for your clients, that wants to step into your best self, wants to fill your cup to its fullest so that you can show up in abundance, and that then the universe, God, brings back the abundance and showers you with it, the energetic work, the energetic modulation that we go through will open that up for you. So if you're interested in this, then make sure you DM me. If not, I have so much free content, and make sure you follow me on social media and just keep in touch. It was such a pleasure to be here with you. I love you guys. Have an awesome day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you soon.